Good morning, Divorcing Gracefully and Beyond sisters. Can you believe we're on step 5 of 5 steps in 5 days, how to reclaim your brilliance post-divorce, fall in love with ourselves, attract true love that lasts when we're ready. I can't believe we're at day 5. And this morning I woke up, I had a wonderful coaching event. So I'm a coach, right? Good morning, Diane. So glad to see you, TGIF. I love the work that I do as a coach. And one of the most important things for me to refine my sword is to be coached. So I had a event the past few days with my coach, and it has been amazing. I am waking up this morning exhausted because it was a long couple of days, but not exhausted in a bad way. Exhausted in a good way, because the information and the transformation is just so lovely, and it gives me the opportunity to remember what it's like to be in the space where you are at, where you know within inside of your heart, your soul's calling and your soul's guidance is leading you, but you're just not quite sure what to do, how to get there. And then very soon after you get an inspiration or a divine thought, your brain may come into place and tell you what is wrong, or everything that could go wrong, or every obstacle that will come in the way to prevent you from moving after your dream. So today's step 5 in 5 steps of 5 days, we're going to be talking about divine guidance. And once again, this is in the realm of reclaiming your life after divorce, post-divorce, even if you're going through divorce, is drawing a line in the sand. And I'm not saying we're ignoring what's going on, but I am saying is we're turning the tables. We're turning the tables and saying, this is the reality that the universe, or that I'm experiencing right now. My reality, and I'm just going to use that I'm divorced, right, as the example. My reality is I'm divorced. Hi, good morning, guys. It's so good to see everybody. Hi, Stephen. Hi, Marianne. Hi, I think that's how you say your name. I hope I'm saying it right. Excuse me if I'm not. It's very hard in spellings to see if I'm saying it correctly. So if I'm not, please forgive me. But anyway, going back to step 5 of the 5 steps in 5 days, we're talking about divine guidance. So the most important point that I want to share with you guys today is that I've been doing this work a long time at this point, and I've been doing the work with people, helping people. I myself have been doing the work, and that's one thing that I will never teach, or I will never coach in something that I haven't experienced myself. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's quite hard to get through the difficult times without a belief in something greater than you. Now, there's no judgment. If you don't have a belief in something greater than you, I'm not judging that. That's your belief, and you can own that, and it's not a problem. I'm just saying, from my viewpoint, getting through the most difficult times, especially a separation, divorce, anything, getting through the most difficult of times without a higher belief in something higher than yourselves is difficult. And it's been said that when we're born, our body, there's a part of our body that has an invisible cord to the soul and to the spirit, and it's called the silver cord. And when we do pass to the other realm, that silver cord is broken, and that's it. We can never come back, right? So if you have people who have talked about outer body experiences, their silver cord wasn't broken. They were still attached. Their spirit, their soul was still attached to the body. And so while they may have left their body, they still have the availability to come back. And for people whose silver cord is broken, there is no coming back. That is when they pass on and they move on to that other generational or energetic form. But with that said, we have a divine connection to Source. God, love, universe. And when we're out here in this world and we're doing things on our own, and especially as we get into adulthood, and we've learned from our parents and our earliest caregivers and teachers and media, all of these ideas and belief systems that we spoke about during the week that may not even be ours to hold, but they've been given to us as our belief systems, we tend to get what I call pinched off from the divine. And what I mean by being pinched off is we think we have to figure this all out on our own. We think that we have to do everything. We have to be the manager, that we have to be the employee, that we have to be the custodian, that we have to manage our lives, that we have to figure everything out, that it's our job to do every single piece. Right? If you think about a business, a successful business has a leadership team. There's multiple people on the team that are handling the jobs so that business could be successful. And if you look at our life that way, there's multiple pieces on our team of life that need to be handled in order for our life to be successful. In the some pieces, our job is to cultivate our energy to our highest level of vibrational frequency that we can, so we could get in tuned with love, we could hear angels, we could hear our divine guidance, we could hear where our soul is leading us, because that's where clarity comes in. And our job is to focus on the what, is to decide what it is we want, right? Do we want a relationship? Do we want to heal our soul fracture? How much money do we want to be earning? What's the type of house that we want to be living in? What type of relationships do we want to have? So that's our job. Our job is to figure out the what it is that we want. Good morning, April. Good morning, Virginia. And then it's God's job to figure out, and the universe's job to love us so dearly, which it does, to put all of the beautiful pieces in place to deliver us what it is that we are desiring. And if you get in the way of trying to do all the pieces, there's a couple of things that will happen. Number one, the outcome probably won't be the one that you want. Number two, the outcome will be less than you desire. And number three, you're going to be exhausted and frustrated because you simply can't do all the pieces. You just can't. I think there's burnout. I call it spiritual burnout, where we're really trying to, we're just stuck, right? And then there's like this emotional bruise, which it's kind of like, I just don't give a shit anymore. I'm so tired. I just can't figure this out. And it's not because what you desire is out of your realm. It's not because if your soul fracture, you want to heal that and you want to have an amazing relationship and you can't wait to be loved by someone else. You can't wait to give love to someone else, to experience that beginning part of a date. You remember that beginning part of a relationship where you're just giddy and fun and quirky and, it's just this feeling, right? There's no reason you can't have that. The reason why it hasn't shown up is because you've been spiritually pinched off from your divine guidance, because you've been trying to figure it out. And that's a noble thing, and you're beautiful and you're courageous, and I commend you for your grit. But I also give you the permission slip that you don't have to figure it out. Life could be so much easier than it is, and you could be getting what it is you want when we get out of our own way and we tap into our divine guidance. See, guys, that is the key. If anybody were to ask me, Donna, what are two things? It's actually, I'm going to give you two of my tips. If you were to say to me, Donna, if there were two things that you could tell people, you're on your deathbed, there's two things that you could share, what would it be? Number one would be gratitude, because gratitude is the secret sauce to manifestation, and gratitude is what drives us into this higher vibrational level of frequency and taps us in and tunes us on into the divine guidance where miracles and manifestations occur. And the second thing I would do would be to surrender. Surrender to God's guidance and God's love and the universal power that's within, because your soul and your soul's guidance is here. So let's actually just take a step back. Many of the issues and the problems and what we're calling, let me reframe that, what we are calling as problems and obstacles and stumbling blocks, many of those issues and problems, we've decided that they're issues and problems. That we've said that. But did you know that the angels upstairs are looking down, and they're looking down wishing they could be experiencing these problems because they're not in a body form, and the problems that we're experiencing are actually gifts. These are what we've decided to come to this earth, predestined before we even showed up here in this physical body. There were things that in order for our soul's purpose and our soul's journey to elevate to its next level, that we've decided that these are the things that we want to be experiencing. So when we transition to our next energetic form, we're not carrying around the same baggage, and we're in a new form. So these problems, these obstacles, and these stumbling blocks, while they may be so difficult right now, and I'm not minimizing the difficulty, I'm not minimizing the pain, so please don't get me wrong. It's very painful. But what I am saying is that these are actually your stepping stones. They are not stumbling blocks. Your setback is your set up. And when you begin to look at your obstacle or your problem from the sense of not this is happening to me, not this sucks, I'm in a big badassery, suckery day, everything is going wrong for me, why does this always happen to me? But rather you look at it, wow, this stinks. But I'm really curious. Where was I in my energy when I attracted this? How if I look over the past of this issue and this problem that I'm facing that keeps coming up for me, what is it that's going on? I'm curious. What is it that I'm not doing? What is it that I'm doing? Because guys, inside your soul is going to guide you. You're going to get a feeling and a nudge. But very quickly what happens is, again, your brain will come in and override that. So in order to really feel comfortable in leaning in and surrendering to divine guidance, one of your most important jobs is to be in a high level of vibrational frequency. You see, our angels are operating at such a high level, vibrational level of frequency, they can't lower their frequency enough to come help you when you're in misery, in shame, in guilt. They cannot lower their vibrational frequency enough. You've got to do something to raise your vibrational frequency enough so they can come down and meet you. And when you do, this is where you're going to get that internal nudge. This is when you're going to get that idea out of nowhere. This is when you're going to get that letter in the mail that is just going to make the difference of the day. This is where the deal at work that didn't come through for years at a time will come through. This is where you're going to get a refund from the tax check that you didn't even imagine. This is where the miracles and manifestations happen. So divine guidance is one of the most important things that you could tap into in this whole area of reclaiming our heart, reclaiming our brilliance after divorce, stepping into our true selves, because we also don't want to attract where we just came from. We don't want to attract the people, places, and things that we just left, saying we don't want it, and then starting a new journey, but then not changing internally, and then getting the same things and then getting upset. If we're going to create a new personal reality, we need to create a new personality. And that, my friends, is divine guidance. So as you can see, we are at Starbucks. Casey and I don't know if you can see Casey back here. Right, Case? Casey and I are done with our coffee chat for today, getting her coffee, even though it's raining, going out and going to enjoy the day. And I wish you guys a very blessed day. I hope you enjoy the 5 steps in 5 days and have an awesome weekend. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.